You know that moment when you think you got something and you realize that you didn't? Hi there, this is Patty, the Tinker's wife, and I just had one of those moments. I had a great video that I had just done, I thought, and found out that somehow I managed to turn the camera off. So, about 5 minutes into what I was doing, it was gone. Yeah. So, here I am again. Um, I think this is, I want to honestly say, this is probably about the fourth time I've tried it. I'm talking myself hoarse again. But I'm shooting from the hip, but I sort of have a plan this time. Um, and before I get going, I want to just say I want to apologize if I gave anybody cause to concern over my not being quite my normal self the last couple of videos. Grief is one of those things that we go through that will do that to us once in a while. And I'm doing well, just so you know, I'm doing well. But I just wanted to share that real quick. I have one thing I'm going to share towards the end about grief share. And so if you know anybody who's going through grief, please stay to the end. And I'll be sharing a little bit about that. It's a really great organization that offers classes that are well designed to help you grieve well. Okay, now what am I doing in the kitchen today? Well, I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. But I want to thank everybody that's new here first. I want to thank everybody that's taken their time out of their day to come and spend time with me first, because you guys are the reason I'm here. And I am really glad to be here to share with you some of the crazy things I got going on. Now, I think I told you guys, I know I did on Instagram, that I was making fire cider. We have 1 week left on this. Jennifer Stivers was where, let's get my honey out of there, was who I got this recipe from. This is my completely done sauerkraut. And let's see, it was Art and Brie. It was Art and Brie that got me going to do this, because he did this big beautiful jar with his kids of sauerkraut and layered different colors and different things in there. And the old guy he learned it from told him that he just needed to do it to his taste, put salt to his taste into the cabbage, and that's all he needed to do, and it would turn out fine. And it always has, he says. So that's what I did. Only I accidentally put a little too much salt in this. Not so much I can't eat it, but I tasted it today and it's really yummy. It's not like crisp, but it's got that crisp kind of crunch to it. It is not like your canned sauerkraut that's limp. Oh, I'm never going back there. This is the best stuff in the world. And it only takes a couple weeks to make. Then here is lemon balm tincture. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Anybody notice my this is a Bob's Red Mill towel. There's Bob's Red Mill. I love this. Bob's Red Mill is actually located in Milwaukee, Oregon, just southwest of me here. So I get to go there and kind of wander around and enjoy what I'm looking at, and shop there. It's kind of fun. And they give classes too. And Bob's there every day in the morning, so I want to go there in the morning one of these days so I can meet him. I've never met him. And I know a lot of people get his, I shouldn't say his, because actually he gave the company to his employees. They actually own the company now. It's not him who owns it. I think he's one of those rare bosses. So we need more people like Bob in the world. So anyway, this is what I've been doing here. I did make elderberry syrup also. That was Jennifer Stiver's recipe there too. So, and this was because of Jennifer. And or wait a minute, Jennifer, was it? Might have been Jess. I get, there's other people that are doing it, and I decided not to make tutorials on this because there's like 75 million people doing it. So anyway, but I want to show you a couple other things over here. I have some of my pumpkins, a couple pie pumpkins. This is actually zucchini that I'm going to be stuffing here this week. This is one of those Japanese melons, kabuka melons or something like that. And then my little butternut squash. Anyhow, I've got some comfrey left from my plants this year, and they're already starting to grow, which is way too early because it's going to freeze. I know it is. And they'll be wishing they weren't growing. These are some of my herbs that I picked this year. The mint is a black Mitchum's peppermint, which is very sweet mint. It is really good on fruit salads and in teas. I have spearmint here, which is also very good. Chocolate mint is a little hotter mint, and there's regular mint, that isn't like a peppermint, that is more of a hot mint, used for oil productions, that kind of thing. Anyway, these are my tea mints. The rooibos I bought, and I recommend using this as a base. I can't do black tea and even green tea because of the tannins in the leaves. I think that's what it is. It bothers my stomach. And so I use rooibos instead, and it's very healthful plant. My rose hips, I did not pick those. No, I bought those too. Black elderberry, those I bought to go with the black elderberry to make my elderberry syrup. Lemon balm from my garden, lemon verbena from my garden. This smells like lemon heads. It'll make your mouth water if you've never smelled it. It really, really smells good. And then a fruit tea mixture that has dried fruits and that kind of thing in it, some flowers. So those things. So that's what I've got there. So that's part of my kitchen. Now, this is like my cooktop. This is the cook's tour. And this, I'll show you this. I love my little pig. This is, I would love to have a farm. That's why the homesteading community kind of appeals to me. I would love to have chickens, and I would love to have some pigs and some goats. I don't know that I could do cows, but some of those other things I could do, and with some help I could. And what am I doing with lemongrass in here? I'm trying to root it. This is from the store, and you can put it in water like this, or you can set it in soil, and you can root these. And I will probably peel off these nasty looking leaves here because they were not really in the greatest shape when I bought them. But that's that right there. How about that? Yeah, the pig doesn't have a name. That pig don't have no name. But he makes me smile. That's why I brought him home. I think we need things in our homes that make us smile. Oh, one of the other things I was going to show you was this. This is my piano. Some of you know and have listened to my videos where I'm singing. Well, this is where I write. A lot of times if I'm writing, I'll plunk it out here. And I don't write on the guitar a lot when I've written. And I haven't written anything in a while. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get back to that because I really enjoyed writing music, things that'll inspire people, things that speak to my heart, prayers to the Lord, things that are storytelling in song. I like doing that too. And these are my encaustic paintings. These are two of them right here. And this one is taken from Matthew 6, the birds of the air and the lilies of the field. And this is beeswax and Damar resin. So, this is a filtered beeswax, but it's not a chemically filtered beeswax. It's not bleached or anything. So this is actually food grade, cosmetic grade beeswax that I use. And then this was my very first painting I ever did. And they use pigments. The pigments, of course, you can't eat the pigments. And the Damar resin, you don't either. Damar resin's added to make the melting point of the beeswax go up. There's the sign from the garden, the blessed garden. I brought that in so it wouldn't get all ruined. And then my son and his fiance gave me this beautiful globe for Christmas. So I put it up here. It's like the best place. I had to put a perfect place for it. I'd like to get a little stand. Like to have a little wooden stand. It would be kind of cool to have a little light or something around it, but we'll see. So it's sitting up top of the piano, and this piano has history with me. I've had this piano for a long time. Matter of fact, it followed me from where I lived with a family for 8 years, and they didn't have anybody that played it anymore. So they asked if I would want it, and so they brought it over here. It is one heavy sucker, just saying. So yeah, it takes a good bunch of men to move it. Um, but it's a really cool old piano, and it's fun to decorate around. So I don't think I'll ever be getting rid of it. Okay, let's go. I don't want to go that way. I'm kind of over behind the couch because I have a cot set up back there. This is my living room. This is the cockpit where I sit in the morning. A lot of times when you guys are doing lives, this is where I sit and chat. My Lenovo laptop there. So I'm kind of giving you, this is my life. Yes, and I still have Christmas lights in my window because it's dark still, guys. It's only January. Obviously it's after 5 o'clock and it's not completely dark out. But you know how it is, the dark, dreary days of winter. Well, I like having the lights. So I'm keeping the lights in my window for a while. I might take them down in February. I don't know if they're going to last till Groundhog's Day, which, by the way, is my favorite holiday. There's a little tip for you. Oh, that might be on a question for a giveaway. So write that one down. And if you didn't get it, you'll have to watch the video to get it again. So make your notes. So this jade plant, I bought that as a little baby like that. It was a little 4-inch plant. It was like that big. So I love this jade. I hope to have it many, many or more years. They're very long-lived plants and easy to care for. Okay. Now I'm going to sit over here. Let me sit down. I'm going to try to slow down. I tend to... You almost went down. You almost hit the floor. I can't do that to you guys. Goodness gracious. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't make anybody get irpy. I was going to talk about seed packets and that kind of stuff, but I saw Jess did a video on it today, and I thought, I'll give it a little time. And I wanted to share a little bit about Grief Share. When about a month ago, I felt just a real need in my gut to talk to somebody. Talking is one of the best things you can do when you're going through grief, is to help you process your emotions. Some people want to get back to work and they say, well, that's just how I grieve. But those emotions that they're not dealing with, that they're stuffing, come out later and not in pretty ways. So part of the reason that I've been so open about what I'm going through is because I realized that when my mom died when I was 25 and my dad 35 when I was 35, and I never gave myself permission to grieve, that it was impacting my life negatively. I was angry. There was things that I just wasn't able to overcome, and it was related to the grief. So when Ben passed away, I determined to grieve well. So I invite you in, and I share my experience with you in hoping that it will somehow impact you in a positive way, maybe help you where you're at right now or where you're going to be in the future, or somebody that you love is struggling. Maybe there will be something of value. But today, the thing of value I wanted to share was Grief Share. This is the booklet. It is a 13-week course, I would say, that you go through, and they have homework every week. They ask questions. They get you to think about how you're feeling. And I know for you guys, that may I'm okay. No, you're not okay. I'm going to say that because I lived with a man who did not process his grief. As much as I love my husband, he just never shared his grief. He didn't even cry in front of me at all. I don't know if he ever cried. I don't know if he ever cried. Anyhow, it's not healthy, and I know it impacted him. I could see the stress on him. And anyway, I know the impact it had on my life too. So I want to recommend, really highly recommend, that you find somebody, find a person, find a group that you can talk to. And if you know somebody who is wanting a group, I recommend Grief Share. It is a faith-based, it's from a faith-based organization, so there's Christian material in there. But there's so much down-to-earth material that's good for anybody going through grief that it will be of value, and they'll find something good out of it. It is a safe place. It is a place where everything that's shared in the group is held within the group. It's held in confidence. So, yeah, it's a good place to get to meet other people that are going through similar things. I had a woman come up to me who said, you know, and she was looking at me the whole time across the table, and I kept wondering why she was looking at me. I wondered if she knew me. She came up, she's much older than I am, probably, I would say 75, maybe 80. And she looked at me and she said, I've been wanting to come up and meet you and see why I'm so attracted to you. There's just this connection I feel. And I honestly felt it too, but I don't understand why. Maybe I'll be able to share that later. But anyway, I ended up giving her a big hug, which really ministered to her heart and to mine too, because anybody who's gone through grief, and especially the loss of a loved one, you know that hugs, they're the best. You know, cry with me and give me a hug. That's the best ever. I'm a hug vacuum these days. So anyway, I wanted to just share that with you. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me. Again, I want to apologize if I gave you any cause to concern. Grief is a difficult thing, and I'm doing well. I've got people to support me, now a group of people also to support me. I have people checking up on me, YouTubers that'll send me messages, friends that'll call me, like the friend who called me to let me know about this at 11:30 11:30 this morning. She calls and said, have you heard of Grief Share? Yeah, why? Well, I wanted to know if you wanted to go. There's a group starting at 1 o'clock today. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah, I'll go. Well, I wasn't ready a month ago to do this, but I was today, and I'm really glad I went. So I want to leave that with you now, and I need to go make some dinner because my stomach's talking pretty loud to me, and I can feel it. If I wait much longer, I'll be getting hangry, and we don't like me hangry, trust me. So anyway, thank you so much. Please remember to hit the like button, and those of you who are new, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you be a part of the community. And click that notification bell if you want to get notified by Facebook. Facebook. Well, Facebook might be better than YouTube's been. Excuse me. YouTube notified me half an hour into one of my friends' live streams today that she'd gone live. It's like, oh, that was nice. You're a half an hour late. Just like some people I know. So anyway, with that, I'm just going to say, y'all have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day. You may be watching this tomorrow because I'm getting it posted late, but thanks for joining me. This is Patty the Tinker's Wife signing off. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Goodbye.